But that perhaps means his mind could be changed if he managed to present suitable evidence.
You heard him. The man wants evidence.
So I think this is the part where we really need to present evidence.
Huh. I wonder what the game is trying to tell me to do. Anyway.
Have you considered in this? Have you considered in this courtroom presenting evidence in court?
No, that's a far-fetched idea. Let's do something.
That's
else.
crazy. Yeah. You've never. Yeah, presenting evidence in court. That would never happen.
I would do going to get gobble anyone who's got stuffing between the ears.
Okay, child.
Whose lost child is this?
I don't know French. Does anyone know how to pronounce that?
Omelette du fromage.
That's not what it says, but okay. Thank you for trying.
Hello, everybody. KBTV on the Sun, and welcome back. We were just chilling while everyone was kind of like, you know, getting ready to record, and I realized we haven't looked at some other evidence, like actually examine them, so we're gonna take a moment to look at the broken glass and the trophy, just to see if there's any more details we can get, or glean at. This piece of glass is almost as thick as is wide.
Yes, I've never seen anything like it.
If you were to compare it to a human, only Mr. Sholmes has such thick skin.
What?
There's really no need for such a comparison, Miss Naruhodo, as you well know.
Anyway, it can only be from the Crystal Tower, surely.
Yes, I think so too. It was probably made especially to meet the demands of that great structure.
Alright, we got that. Now look at the trophy, and we're gonna hit here. There's a little metal plaque here. Look! Fostering burgeoning talent for the future of scientific discovery.
It seems rather ironic, doesn't it?
That looks like a P down there. Like, after Royal Society Award, it's supposed to say fostering or something, and I'm looking there and I'm like, that looks more like a P.
I mean, if you take an F and you just put a little dash at the end of the two extensions of the F, it becomes a P.
Yeah, but Radowski read fostering, so I'm like...
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, compression of the model. That's probably why it looks like a P.
Did you read this? I don't remember.
I did.
Okay.
It's rather ironic that I maybe read this line already.
But clearly, Dr. Driver really was a very talented scientist. I was expecting to have a name on there.
What, did we not, like, look on the bottom of it or something?
Nothing here.
Is there anything on the top?
Nope. Nope, nothing else to examine.
Okay, well that's pretty lame. We should throw this out.
Spin!
The family Tuspers has always prided itself on sculpting its models à la perfection. Every detail, including visage, is fashioned with complete fidelity. And voila! Our principles. There is a well-known legend about the Tuspers waxworks from the time of the French Revolution.
Susato? Susato? Which one? There were like 3 French revolutions that happened in succession.
Yes!
We talking about the Jean Valjean one? We talking about the actual one? We talking about the third one that I don't remember how that happened?
Let's assume the fact that you called one of them the actual one is probably.
Yeah, let's go with that one. Let's go with that one. That seems like a safe choice.
I don't know if that was the actual one. The third one could be the actual one. I got my sources mixed up.
Like, I'm just saying, just based on that sentence alone.
I remember the Tuspers family is said to have made a waxwork of the queen who was executed.
Okay, so the
By the way,
Versailles
I'm
one.
curious.
Got it.
I'm curious if you guys catch on who to spells is actually based off. Because she is based
Joan
off...
of Arc?
No, she's actually based off of a real wax museum. Like, there's a real, like, wax museum. Her name's, like, very similar, but they kind of changed it.
Alright, I'm Googling this.
Oh my god. I believe it's with Madame Roussaud or something.
Oh, okay.
Oui,
It's
that
Madame
is true.
Roussaud's Waxwork Museum or something like that. She started in Britain.
Madame Tussauds.
There you go.
So, okay.
They clearly got inspiration from that.
Founded in London in 1835 by the French wax sculptor Marie Tussauds.
There you go.
One of the main attractions was the Chamber of Horrors, which appeared in advertising in 1843.
Good for her.
Oui, that is true. It was a century ago now.
Hold on a minute. Wait. Century ago, but when was what the cake? When was the cake lady executed? I thought that was like the early 1800s, or is that the late 1700s?
Early 1800s.
Okay, that was 100 years ago. So this game takes place in 1910.
I mean, it is turn of the century. We've established this, and they keep playing fast and loose
It's
with
very-
what exact
we're-
date it is.
It is intentionally being fast and loose because Sholmes is like date is also incorrect with where we are right now too. So like we're pretty loose with turn of the century here.
Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty sure
it is
that, like-
whatever is convenient for the plot.
It's just this weird alternate dimension where stuff happens, and also somehow Naruhodo is related to Phoenix Wright. Well, don't worry about that.
I mean, it makes sense because, like, didn't the War of it wasn't the last thing that France funded, like, the War of 1812, and then that's what drove him to bankruptcy, which is kind of what led to the French Revolution in the first place.
Maybe? I don't... See, this is why we need to teach more world history in schools, because I was
no,
only
we
taught
do.
U.S. history over and over and over again.
Well, the War of 1812 is U.S. history.
I know that part,
yeah.
but we were only taught the U.S. side of it.
Yeah, so, like, what I know based on the U.S. side of things is that, like, the War of 1812 was U.S. versus U.K., and France, hating the shit out of U.K., funded the U.S.,
Okay.
and that drove them to bankruptcy, which led to a couple of other things. But I know among them was the French Revolution.
Anyways, then
I
this
hope
guy...
I hope you are all enjoying this, viewer. You're getting a little bit of history lesson while we're going through this game.
Anyways, then this guy named Victor Hugo showed up, and he was like, hey man, I'm gonna write a book about the French Revolution, but not that one. It's gonna be about this guy who stole some
Oh, wait,
bread.
no, I'm wrong. The French Revolution was in 1789 to 1799.
Okay.
So centuries
So
ago
there-
is correct, I
So,
guess.
so then there was probably another one after the 1812 fiasco.
So what happened in 1812? Was 1812 might have been Napoleon.
Okay. Anyways.
I believe the Queen's face was carved in the minutes following her death, actually at the guillotine site. You are correct. The models on display still today in the House of Horrors. These spells will stop at nothing to obtain a faithful replica of our subjects.
Dear me. A somewhat disturbing tenacity of purpose.
I'm
Okay.
literally just imagining her, like her family member just being like the head gets chopped off the guillotine. Oh, hey, free source material.
Oh, could you just turn the head slightly to the left? Thank you.
Oh, not even that. It's just like, oh, hey, look, the head fell off. I'm taking that.
Yeah, that's I'm taking that. I'm putting it in my entire Hammerspace pocket.
It is the only way to obtain a truly lifelike representation of the subject.
That's a terrible thing to say after our entire discussion just now.
Wait, why is it? Oh,
It's the only way to obtain it, us talking about decapitating a head and
Yeah.
putting it in your pocket. I was like, yeah, it's the only way. Just grab the decapitated head and put it in your pocket. It's
Look.
the only way.
It was a different time. Victor Hugo was there, and he's like, okay, I'm now going to write this book about the church and how there's this dude inside the church, and and everyone hates this dude.
And it has been my family's secret for generations.
Do you mean to say that beneath that mask?
We? The true visage of the killer is there.
This is ludicrous. It's out of the question.
But it is out of history. The professor spread terror throughout Great Britain. As a result, the Madame Tussauds special exhibit remains extremely popular even today. The killer, emerging from his own grave, it is a sight to behold. You should come.
I think, madam, it would be beneficial to hear your formal testimony on this matter. You will explain every detail of this macabre model, and your personal involvement in its creation.
With pleasure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. The Professor Waxwork.
The special exhibit in the House of Horrors is based on a rumor that shocked the society in London. An impression of a visage that was taken directly from the corpse, in accordance with the Tussauds family principles. I enlisted the aid of a gravedigger and created a mold for the head in the cemetery just before the interment. I hid myself until he gave me a signal. I was there for a very long time that night. As dawn approached, I was very worried that I could be discovered.
Dang. Alright.
The gravedigger? The man sanctioned this?
Oui. I will do all that is necessary to achieve the true resemblance my family is celebrated for. Nobody else knew. Only the gravedigger. What harm would it do? Hmm?
So you truly saw it. The face of that monster.
Naturally, I was aware at the time that his identity was a secret. But the spells would not be into spells if we did not insist on absolute fidelity to our sculptures.
I don't believe this.
I myself have seen the special exhibit at your museum, madam. A truly blood-curdling scene in which the murderer is emerging from his own grave.
It's also in the well right now of the courtroom.
Yes, I too have seen it. It's like, you mean the
thing that's right there in front of us?
Ah, yes. I can picture it like I was there yesterday.
It's here right now.
I can almost imagine it with complete authenticity.
The scene it depicts was the subject of many rumors in London 10 years ago. I have here a newspaper from the time. The special exhibit was based upon the picture in this article.
Oh boy, guess who that gravedigger is? I wonder how it's connected.
It was the most detailed account of what happened, as reported by eyewitnesses who saw it.
10-year-old article. A newspaper article recounting the tale of an eyewitness to the alleged resurrection of the professor from his grave on the night of his execution. Man rises from the grave. It's too absurd for words.
The public enjoy absurdity, monsieur.
Gotta worry about the French words. Nope, I'm gonna mess up the English word. Okay.
That is why I have reproduced the scene as carefully as possible in my museum.
And it's a waxwork from that exhibit that was stolen some days before the incident at the Great Exhibition, wasn't it?
That is correct. The professor you see before you here.
Huh. Most puzzling. Counsel for the defense, proceed with the cross-examination.
This waxwork links Derber to Dr. Scythe. And there has to be some reason for that, which hasn't yet come to light. But I'll find it, and I'll get to the bottom of what really happened. I'll prove that Dr. Scythe and Trevor were in on this crime together.
And apparently Madame dispels at this point too.
I don't think she's actually involved. Her thing got stolen, so.
Yeah, okay. But
Mad sheep rampage. Unexplained phenomenon grips Oxfordshire region. Locals reported a most remarkable circumstance in which folded sheep were seized with a sudden fright.
Charles Darwin to receive Copley Medal. Oh man, I can't. Oh man. Okay, this year's recipient of the Royal Society's most prestigious award is Mr. Charles Darwin for his highly important contributions to the research in the field of geology, zoology, and botanical physiology. Mr. Darwin joins the ranks of such. I thought this was going to be the theory of evolution.
I'm more just
great
like
stink.
I just saw folded sheep and mad sheep rampage, and I'm like, excuse me?
Wait. Okay, no, sorry. Now I'm engrossed in this. Wait a minute. Hold on a dang second.
Huh? What?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna read the Great Stink in just a moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you gonna read it?
I'm gonna read it, but I'll get back to it. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking, but I gotta read the Great Stink first. After a great many years, Parliament has had at long last resolved to relieve the citizens of London of the horrifying stench that carries on the slate. What happened there? What?
Oh, this is when they were trying to I guess modernize and renovate the sewers. I mean, gotta consider was this after the bubonic plague? Yeah, it's way past the bubonic plague.
Bubonic plague was in the 1300s.
I was like, wait a minute, yeah, this is way past that. Never mind.
We've invented sewage pipes.
That's what it seems to infer. What is this about? Was the ball mass to blame for the Great Blaze? Hey, this is actually a full one. This is a full article.
Krakatoa eruption.
I love the amount of detail they went into this. Anyways, what I was basically going, wait on. The signature of the photo.
Here?
Yeah. Guess who signed that damn thing?
I'm not... Please, by all means, explain.
It's Odie Asman. It's Odie Asman. Odie Asman is on the photo, and I'm going to guess that he either drew that or took it.
Also, Mr. Drebber is name dropped right there.
Well, yes, but I think it's been a while, but I think we've already established that we knew that Mr. Drebber was the guy who was digging the grave.
We know that.
Okay.
Do they know that?
That's a fair point. But yeah, it's the exact same signature. Anyways, I don't know if there's anything, but I saw that.
I should probably just be like, hey, if you guys have something, please explain, because I'm not explaining crap. Unless we really need
help. It said
Odie
Asman, and therefore he is connected.
You're connecting the dots. You're actually connecting the dots.
No, I haven't connected crap, but I've connected them. I don't see anything wrong with that. Okay, I think we should press this just to be like, hey, who was the gravedigger?
Surely that's illegal, isn't it?
Not what I was going for, Naruhodo, but okay.
Sure, Naruhodo, I don't even care anymore, God. It would seem the proprietress of this repository of novelties was blinded by monetary greed.
It had nothing to do with money. The man is part of London's criminal history. That is why I had to sculpt him to record this history. It is the raison d'etre of the Spells Museum.
Enjoy your random French. But if the man was convicted in a closed court and sent for immediate execution, then surely nobody but the members of the judiciary present know the killer's true identity.
I assure you, behind that mask is hidden the true face of the professor.
You realize what you're saying? The professor's identity is a national secret.
Dang, Van Zeke's getting a little riled up now that the
Yeah, wait,
professor's involved.
Van Zeeks,
I mean,
you're going to
understand-
open Pandora's box. Also, Van Zeeks, I'm going to call this witness, who will probably open Pandora's box on her own.
I understand. And now that the truth about the special exhibit has been revealed, it must perhaps close.
Of course it will. As will your entire museum if you don't tread very carefully, madam.
That could be another interesting chapter in the history of my family, I think. Don't you?
I'm glad you're looking at the bright side of things, ma'am. So 10 years ago, on the night of the professor's execution, you took a wax impression of his face from the corpse.
Oui. Exactamente.
Not what I wanted to, learn from that statement, but okay, sure.
Maybe for a little more. How long were you waiting? You were there longer than you expected to be?
I had some difficulties in capturing the subject's form correctly. As I removed the mask, the mouth of the cadaver fell open and I had some problems with the chin.
Dare I ask?
The man had been dead for a short while already, you see. His muscles were relaxing, and consequently his chin would not align itself correctly. Oh dear, what a horrible thought. It's fine, he killed a bunch of people. Under normal circumstances, I would have an assistant with me. However, that night, I was alone.
Wait, what? No, you weren't. What? Okay.
Did the gravedigger... Well, the gravedigger must have ran away or something. That's all I can think of.
And as a consequence, I missed my preferred window of time.
What do you mean?
When I take the impression of a visage of the cadaver, I always wait until 3 hours after death.
Why 3 hours? Is that amount of time significant?
It's because of the rigor mortis.
Wriggly Mortis? Huh?
It's a name given to a phenomenon that occurs in recently deceased bodies. As a rule, 3 hours post-death, the muscles of the body begin to stiffen. By approximately 10 hours post-death, the entire body is completely rigid and inflexible. And then from that point on, the muscles slowly start to revert to their relaxed state. The effect is often used to estimate the time of death when a body is discovered.
Well, that was an education, if a slightly scary one.
This is basic law stuff you should know, Mr. Naruhodo. As Mademoiselle says, rigor mortis commences 3 hours after death, and it starts in the jaw.
I see. So that's why you wait.
Before that time, the mouth falls open, and it is very difficult to do my work.
It's getting hard for me to do my work with all this talk of corpses.
You're the one who wanted to go down this route.
Huh, I wonder about what that information the courts just heard from Madame Spells. That's odd. What does this thing say the time of death? Okay, confirmed at midnight. When did she go? She didn't specify when she went out, did she?
Not that we know of, no.
Okay, maybe we should.
But we know it was like early morning, so.
Oh yeah, she was like waiting until the day, right? Like it was already like almost morning, she said? Okay, you know what? It's significant. We're gonna go with that. The information about rigor mortis that you just shared with us, would you mind including it in your formal testimony? I believe it could be significant, you see?
Of course, I do not mind at all. I can't help feeling that that's this latest topic. The atmosphere in the courtroom has become extremely grave.
Susato!
Boo!
I'll be here all week.
This is
Boo!
no time for jokes, Mr. Sato.
Down
I thought
in
it was
front.
funny. Too bad. I am the judicial assistant to the defense, so I'm allowed to be in front.
Madam, kindly amend your testimony as discussed.
Bien, sir. It took me a very long time because it was before the onset of rigor mortis.
Alright. Hold it! When did you get there? Rigor mortis being the phenomenon you described whereby the corpse becomes stiff after death. I think you said that it starts at the jaw, about 3 hours post-death. Is that right?
Oui. That word. Of course, that exact duration depends a little on the season.
I didn't realize a waxwork artisan would be so well versed in the subject.
No. That's only elementary knowledge in the field of legal medicine.
Well, I had no idea about it. But maybe I won't admit it to my ignorance about forensic science.
Well, I think we can all see that very plainly.
I can ask my father to give you a very simple primer if you'd like.
I think corpses should be your domain. I'm not good with them.
But too bad. But Issa Naruhodo, Dick, we've been doing nothing but murder cases, so there's always going to be a corpse in some fashion. But oh dear, I guess I'll do my very best.
I guess if you want to be a bad lawyer, sure, go off.
I'll just do your job for you.
Okay, so as dawn approached, so what was the on the autopsy report? Do we have the dates?
The autopsy only said that it was like midnight.
17th of June. Okay. All right. That is significant to me because that is close to the summer solstice, which means there isn't as much nighttime as there is daytime. So if the hanging happened exactly at midnight, rigor mortis would have to set in by 3 a.m. So the time frame we're looking at for her statements to be completely plausible is that she would have to have been there between 3 and 5, and 5 is probably when dawn would have started to rise because of the time frame of summer.
Yeah. I'm not sure if this game is that deep, but yeah, I agree with you.
Look!
No, I'm not disagreeing
I have
with
evidence.
you. No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I wonder if this game is even that deep.
Yeah, I was about to say, Gaby, you put a lot of thought into this, and I'm just nodding my head.
I'm like, I'm not even sure if Ace Attorney thought that deeply about it, honestly. But
well, you know, we
should
press
probably
that
see-
last statement.
promise she
I
still
mean,
did. Well, sorry.
I would still press that last statement, the one that's like dawn approached. Yeah.
You say that dawn was approaching. What was the time of day then? Approximately.
Well, I cannot say.
Oh my god, this does not help.
When I left the cemetery with my utensils and wax, the morning light was becoming visible.
I mean, she didn't have
Okay,
a watch
so-
on her.
Okay, we're considering KV's thing and then everything else. This sounds like the corpse didn't actually die at midnight.
Oh, that's what we're going with?
It sounds like she came much later into the evening, like where morning was already coming, and it's like at that point, definitely rigor mortis would have already happened, but she's claiming it didn't. And we have an autopsy report saying he passed out, he died at midnight. So he should have been frozen by like 3 in the morning.
Wait.
So by that point, yeah, when she came in to do her work, he should have been like stiff as stiff. But she's claiming when she got there, he wasn't stiff yet.
Okay, time out for a second, because maybe I've not been reading this properly.
Huh?
I thought what she was saying is that the body dies, after 3 hours, rigor mortis begins. It will then take 10 hours for everything to stiffen again.
No. The game is claiming everything goes stiff by after 3 hours of death.
Yeah, 3 hours rigor mortis sets in. 10 hours after that, the body relaxes again.
Okay.
Yeah. So going by her time, yeah, rigor mortis should have already set it in, but it sounds like it didn't.
Okay.
The execution took place on 17th June, which had the earliest sunrise of that year.
See? I'm not crazy.
Alright, Ace Attorney did consider it. Cool.
Indeed it did. First light would have been at around 4:40 in the morning.
So yeah, that's way past the 3 hour mark. That really is early.
The fact is, I had very little time, so I finished my work in half an hour. It was necessary to complete the impression and bury the body before daybreak, of course. If somebody had discovered me there, it would have been a catastrophe, so I had to hurry.
Like she's quickly carving into that face? Is it me, or does Mr. Shom seem to be taking shape more quickly now, too?
You certainly appear to go to extraordinary lengths for your work, madam.
I wonder, is what she just said particularly significant?
Yes, we mentioned time. We have time in there.
I don't know. If we're getting this prompt of, is this significant? I'm pretty sure it's usually significant.
Madam, those details about how long it took you to complete the sculpture and the early sunrise, ironically enough, there have been incidents where you actually say no, there is no significance. So there are points.
I know, but in this case so far, everything's insignificant.
Could you include them in your testimony? I believe they may be significant.
Of course, if you would like me to. You're quite right, Mr. Naruhodo. It isn't leaking. A sunrise at 4 in the morning would be absolutely unimaginable at home, wouldn't it?
That's not quite what I meant by significant.
Also, Susato, we live in a place called the Land of the Rising Sun. What are you talking about? That's too early.
Kindly amend your formal testimony then, madam.
With pleasure, my lord.
Then again, okay, now I apologize, I'm going on this tangent again. Now I'm trying to think. Because the world is tilted on axis, and Japan is a bit closer to the equator than the UK, I guess that would make sense that the UK would have an earlier sunrise time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I hurried to finish my work in the half hour before sunrise. Then I left as soon as the corpse was interred.
Okay.
She started her work at 4:10 then.
Yeah, I think we have to present the autopsy report here just because by the time that she did go, the body should have been stiff. So, there is a discrepancy there. But, we spent a lot of time talking about history and the summer solstice. We're gonna have to stop here and to present evidence in the next video. We'll see you all then.
We have evidence, it's just not in the game.